come. That's right in the center. Another one, and another one. Look at that. A whole wave of them. The whole skyline's lit up.
The order for combat readiness reaches the aircraft carrier. The crew begins moving the ship out of port. Engines come to full power. The mooring lines are cast off and tugboats position themselves alongside the hull to guide the carrier through the narrow harbor channel. On the forward deck, sailors operate the anchor windlass, hauling the heavy anchor chains up from the water link by link until the anchors are seated in their housings. Along the rails on both sides of the ship, crew members stand and watch the shore slowly pull away. Some look back at the port, at the buildings and the people standing on the docks watching the carrier leave. Nobody waves, they simply stand and look. The tugboats push and pull the massive hull through the channel, and once the carrier clears the harbor entrance, they peel away one by one as the ship moves into open water under its own power. As soon as the ship is clear of port, the deck crews get to work. Sailors grab steel brushes and begin scrubbing the anchor chains and mooring lines, cleaning off mud, salt, and debris picked up in the harbor. The lines are coiled and stowed, and the anchor housings are secured for sea. Below the flight deck in the hangar bay, mechanics are already preparing helicopters for combat sorties. Weapons teams attach ordnance to the pylons, rockets, missiles, and gun pods, while maintenance crews inspect rotor assemblies, hydraulic lines, and tail sections. Each helicopter receives a full inspection before being cleared for the flight deck. On the other side of the hangar, the same process is happening with the fighter jets. FA-18 Super Hornets are being prepared, weapons loaded, panels closed, engine covers removed, and fuel levels checked. One by one, the fighters are towed to the aircraft elevators and lifted up to the flight deck. Deck crews in colored jerseys guide each aircraft into position on the catapults. Wings are unfolded and locked, launch bars are attached, and jet blast deflectors rise behind the engines. The first fighter sits ready on the catapult. The pilot pushes the engines to full power. The catapult officer gives the signal, the holdback releases, and the aircraft shoots forward off the bow, dropping slightly before climbing sharply into the sky. Moments later, another fighter launches, then another, each banking away towards its assigned sector. On the aft section of the flight deck, a helicopter is positioned on the landing spot. Its rotors begin turning slowly at first, then accelerate to full speed. The deck crew clears the area. The helicopter lifts off and moves out over the water, heading towards its mission. At the same time, the escort ships in the carrier strike group begin their own operations. A guided missile destroyer turns broadside and hatches open on the vertical launch system. Tomahawk cruise missiles begin launching. One erupts from its cell in a burst of flame and smoke, arcs upward and turns towards the horizon, then another and another. The missiles streak across the sky towards distant military targets.
Okay, go, one misfire! Pick it off, Shay, fire it out.
Let's go, hurry up! Fire! Shelter!
Watch it.
Hold it! Fire move!
Back on the carrier, the catapults continue working without pause. More fighters taxi into launch position, connect to the catapult, and launch from the bow. The flight deck becomes a constant cycle of motion. One aircraft launches, the next rolls into place. Deck crews move quickly, directing jets, arming catapults, and clearing the deck as heat and noise fill the air. The escort ships continue firing as missile after missile leaves the launch cells, each one aimed at a different target: radar sites, command posts, air defense batteries, and military bases. Meanwhile, additional fighters take off from airfields across the region. They climb from runways at Allied bases, form up in pairs and flights, and head toward the combat zone to join the operation. The air campaign continues to build. Carrier-based jets, land-based fighters, and cruise missiles from escort ships all converge on their targets at the same time. The strike operation is now fully underway.
Here, take him out. Get a shot.
Clear. Give me one more. I got top side. Clear. Ready, move. I got right side door. Split. Split.